Welcome back, everybody. It is ERT News episode 16, and we are close to wrapping up 2025. There's a lot to celebrate and a lot to prepare for. Anton, you ready to get into it today?
I am indeed, Jenna. Take it away.
Love it. Well, here we go. We've got some great topics to review. Insights on tax planning, Q4, and CPA partnerships. We're also going to talk about our little survey that we did with Journey.io, if you remember that from a few weeks back. We have some awards that we've been nominated for that we're going to highlight here in a minute. A new specialist that's coming in to our crew. Also going to talk through who won our big contest, our raffle last week on our webinar that we had last Thursday. And then just some reminders and things to pay attention to over the coming weeks. So really looking forward to today's episode. Anton, I know you just wanted to talk through those first two bullet points. Are you ready to roll?
I am. Let's do it. Perfect. So the updates regarding the fourth quarter tax planning and the partnership fast track, primarily what I wanted to touch on is just kind of a little update on how it's going, what people are saying, what numbers we're seeing so far, how it's impacting different members of the community. So let's talk about initially the Q4 tax planning. So this was rolled out not even quite a month ago, actually. I was going to say a couple months ago, but it was just almost a month ago. And it was a way for Tim Gacy, CPA of at ERT, to serve as the Director of Advanced Planning with VFO Services and Support Advisors. So I got an update today. We have 24 clients engaged or working with the
Okay.
VFO tax planning process. But there's two really cool things, I think, when we dig into those numbers a little bit more. First, out of those 24 clients, they're represented by 14 members.
Wow.
So that's neat because that means on average, members are doing between 1 to 2 tax planning cases, meaning it's not like 3 or 4 advisors that are doing 5, 6, 7 each. It's really well distributed. And then when we dive into that 14 number, so 14 advisors have brought 24 clients into the VFO tax planning process. There are 12 out of the 14 members that this is their very first experience with the virtual family office.
So
That
cool. I
is
love that.
exactly, Jenna, right? It's like
Yeah.
exactly what we were hoping. These are brand new members that have no previous experience with the virtual family office or with advanced tax planning that are identifying, I have clients that do need help,
Mm.
but I'm not necessarily sure how or who to lean on to help with that process. And then out of so there was 14 total members, right? 12 first time. The other two, what's really interesting, they've been members for 5+ years. They're
Mm.
veteran members that have come back and said, hey, I actually just want to leverage a process, get a little bit of the responsibility off of my shoulders. These are members that don't have teams that they've established. They're more of a sole practitioners. And they're just saying, wait, I don't have to hire staff and I can leverage what you built. So that's really neat from the activity standpoint. And then on the flip side of that same coin, is what we're seeing come out of that's not included in those numbers, but out of the same experience of the team. So Tim Gacy as the director of advanced planning, we have Bridger, Evan, Tracy, and others supporting that activity. Is that's leading to us being forced to have conversations, experiences, draft up contracts, refine the presentations because we're actually like in the game in 2025 doing it versus a decade ago,
Yeah.
when a lot of these things were originally developed. So this is, I think, exciting because now what we're doing is we're having an opportunity to have conversations with some of the more veteran advisors that are saying, hey, now that you're actually doing this, you're taking responsibility, you're putting yourself in a fiduciary seat. We created VFO Services Incorporated just for this purpose. How are you handling professional indemnity insurance? How are you presenting to the client? What kind of guarantees are you giving? How are you communicating with the CPAs and when are you bringing them in if a client already has one? So all of these conversations are now, from my perspective at least, they're more valuable for us to engage in because again, it's not information that was tested a decade ago, before COVID, before Zoom, before AI. Like it's conversations that are happening today,
Right now.
right now. So it's giving us an ability. My hope is at least it's giving us an ability to actually become more valuable to all members, the new members, the 12 out of 14 that have never actually done anything with the VFO or tax planning. Like now we can actually sit with them in that car and drive around the block. And then the other advisors that are already doing it but don't want to grow a team, they like their practice, they can leverage our team. Or the ones that are growing an enterprise type of practice, they get to lean on us and go, hey, how are you solving for this? Because I'm running into that problem. And we can speak from experience.
Yes.
So I think, I really hope, I think sincerely that the development of this VFO tax planning process, which was a natural development out of the VFO fast track process, right? It was demand from Q4 tax planning needs, is going to be something that has ramifications and ripple effects within the community across the board, regardless of where you are today or when somebody joins us. I think this will allow us to become more valuable in terms of the training that we offer and the community support we're able to deliver.
I love it. It doesn't matter where you're at in the process, if this is the first episode of ERT News you're watching or the 16th, if you are an OG member or a new member, you got to engage, plug in because it is working. And it's so exciting from our standpoint to see how you all are leveraging the process that we built. So keep those engagements coming, get activated in the community. Now is the time. Love
Love
to hear
it. Yeah, yeah, really well said, Jenna. I appreciate that feedback. And then Jenna also referenced the partnership and how the partnerships are developing. Yeah, now is the time, right? So the 9/15, 10/15 deadlines have passed. We've still got a good 2 months or so before we get into kind of that January, February timeframe where things get busier again. And I shouldn't say busier again, as in they're not busy now. I mean, compliance facing busy, getting ready for the next tax deadlines. Right now, it should be all about proactive planning. How do we proactively have conversations with clients about their needs, particularly tax planning, because we're so close to the end of the year, and then leverage the who, not how concept of collaboration between advisors, between accountants, between other like-minded professionals, between our team, and how do we really build these partnerships now so we can help a couple clients this year, but then most importantly, start 2026 off on a completely different foot or foundation for our business.
I think 2026 is coming in hot. I'm really excited. We're very close. We got a lot still to do, but I love what you just said there, the proper
Yeah.
preparation.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. No, I am very excited. Leads to the next bullet point you had there, which was the journey.io. So about 2 months ago, we engaged a company, and all they do is specialize in speaking to a group of clients, or in our scenario, members, and through surveys and through phone conversations, understanding the experience of the membership base. So, what's working well? What's not working well? How could we improve going into 2026? And so there was a lot of really valuable feedback. So if you did complete that survey, thank you very much. If you actually took the time to get on the phone and speak with them, thank you. Thank you very much. What we're planning on doing is not making really any changes through the remainder of the year. Right now, we rolled out two major programs and initiatives in the last few months, right? The VFO Fast Track, Partnership Fast Track, and then the natural evolution of the VFO tax planning process that evolved from that. So right now, it's just test, tweak, refine, measure, refine, measure, refine, measure, refine. That's it for the remainder of the year. Like just really hone that in. If you create too many moving pieces, I think too quickly, you ultimately lose some of the ability to refine because you're adding more things into the mix too quick. So for the remainder of the year, it's just really pay attention to all of those KPIs. And I tell my team every Monday in our company meeting, like, I don't mean to micromanage. It's just this is when things are so fragile.
mhm.
So we're reviewing all the feedback, and what we're doing behind the scenes is we're starting to put in place the plans for 2026. So I wanted to recognize that survey has closed. Thank you for participating. And you won't see any changes on the outside because we're all about refining. But in 2026, all of a sudden, you will start seeing some changes that really came from the survey and other experiences we've been having.
Now I know that's very tough for you, Anton, because if it was up to our entrepreneurial CEO, we'd have all new change, but it's really important, right? And we hope you're doing it in your business too. Focus on what you've got going on, make it really, really good, and then we can kind of anticipate some even better changes coming up. So super pumped about all of that. And yes, thank you so much if you've already completed the survey. Just really great to hear the feedback from the members, right? And speaking of feedback, we're
Ah,
so excited to announce that we're a finalist in the ThinkAdvisor Luminaries Awards for 2025, uh, Thought Leadership and Development, which I think is just such a I don't know, Anton. I think that's exactly where we fit, right? We want to be in this space of really thought leadership and development for the entire industry. And it's so cool to have been nominated along seven other finalists that some of which, I mean, just what an honor to be in the same
hmm,
category as them. So thank you to the community, of course, to you, all of the team behind the scenes. This is just really awesome, especially after Inc. 5000, now with
hmm.
Think Advisor. It just really feels like we've got the seat at the table, and it's very, very rewarding and humbling. So thank you so much.
Yeah, I would just second everything you said. And I've seen references to this in the community from community members over the last
Yeah.
6 to 8 months of just saying that people have nominated us. And that wasn't requested, that was proactively done. And so if that was you or you played a hand in this, as Jenna said, thank you. It's genuinely very moving and motivating. And Jenna, as you were talking about this as it relates to the Inc. 5000, it's pretty neat because the Inc. 5000 is all based on that's fastest growing companies in the US. So that's revenue based.
Right.
Whereas this is based on activity and the categories of thought leadership and development is really based on the vision. So it's meaningful to be nominated in two from two different types of activity. One results from revenue and one perhaps vision and impact, or at least the ability to. And I think the most important and exciting thing for us is, as Jenna referenced, a seat at the table, right? So we're slowly inching our way into that conversation more and more. And it's only a result of people really taking the vision and making it their own, and then helping collectively to push the community vision bigger and in a more impactful way. So, very exciting stuff. And I do think 2026 is going to be pretty impactful.
Agreed. Winners are going to be announced December 4th in New York. So hopefully we'll have some good news. But of course, always so, so nice to be
I
nominated. So
think
yeah,
you're going. Is that
I would
right?
love, listen, get this New Jersey girl in New York. I mean, they're basically sisters. I'm going to go represent, I think. I think I got to be there.
Nice. Love it.
Love it too. All right, and some new faces in the VFO. Todd Lofgren is our newest VFO specialist. He is with Alternative Tax Management. This is a oil and gas drilling fund, so additional resources there. Todd is meant to be on our December 1st VFO specialist educational webinar, so you'll have time to get on with him, earn a 1 CPE for the CPAs and accountants that you invite out that are eligible. But will be great to kind of learn a little bit more from Todd. Heard a lot of wonderful things from both Tracy Miller and Tim Gacy on him. So keep an eye out for that upcoming webinar.
And just to touch on that,
Oh,
some
sure.
of you have worked with Scott Phillips, existing VFO specialist. He's not going anywhere. As you know, we try to have multiple specialists offering similar things just to give clients and members options. And then also for Todd, there still is opportunity in 2025, whereas many of the oil and gas funds have either been sold out or closed now. So this one's still a good, viable 2025 opportunity.
Love it. Love it. And as I mentioned earlier, we did have a webinar last Thursday. It was doubling your profit with VFO and CPA partnerships. We had a lot of fun. Thank you. If you attended or are a current member and came out and spent the day with us, it was 5 hours. We had a ton of fun. And it was really cool to just kind of see our internal team come together. We had some veteran members on in our success panel. We had 5 VFO specialists join as well. So Ian Wellham and Sarah Freitas, appreciate it. But we did offer that a raffle for if you attended a bunch of sessions, you got entered into a raffle to win hotel, airfare, and an event ticket to this upcoming Elite VFO Collective in June in San Diego. I don't know about you, but my mind is in San Diego lately. It's getting cold here on the East Coast. So I am really looking forward to this June. And we did do our raffle, and the winner of that wonderful prize is Kevin O'Brien. So, Kevin, if you're watching, congratulations. Super pumped to see you out in San Diego this June for the Elite VFO Collective. And I just love when we hang out on a webinar, and virtual is great, but I can't wait to see everyone in person this June. So if you haven't got your ticket yet, you got to grab your ticket.
Congrats, Kevin.
And just some additional reminders to wrap up for today. On the 17th, we do have our VFO Specialist Educational Webinar with Bill Lloyd. So make sure to register for that. We'll, of course, add the link here as well. And for the roadmap ahead, I can't believe it. We're already almost at the end of November. We do have some Black Friday sales that you don't want to miss. If you have been around the community for a while, you know Black Friday, we do start to come out with some little things that you should be paying attention to. Cyber Monday. So we'll start dropping some little seeds for that in the coming weeks as well.
Very good. I'm excited about it. Look forward to it.
As am I. And so that's all I had for today. Anton, anything else you want to leave the community with for episode 16?
Rock and roll. Now's the time. Let us know what we can do to help. Anything, let us know. Feel free to communicate either via comment below this video or reach out to the team. That's it for now. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, everyone. See you next time.